Hello, it's Peter Bradshaw here from The Guardian. Welcome along once again to this film review channel, providing the panda of criticism in the bamboo forest of discourse. And can I quickly pre-invite you to subscribe and leave a comment? This autumn, Kate Winslet is back in, to use a gruesome phrase, the awards conversation, with Lee, a passion project for which she is producer and star, playing Lee Miller, the fashion model turned war photographer for British Vogue during World War II, whose pictures were to stun the world.
I'm heading to the front.
That's not what I thought you were gonna say.
Ready to go?
Winslet is really well cast, which is to say really well cast by herself. And you can see how she thought this role and this project was utterly right for her, and it is. She delivers a robust, heartfelt biopic performance, punching across an idea, a mood, a key line in each short dialogue scene, and transmitting her star quality and her readiness to take risks with vulnerability and exposure. While not shallow exactly, this film, directed by former cinematographer Ellen Kuras, is not one that encourages slow reflection on all the dramatic and tragic ideas that it roars through with all the energy of an army jeep. And when this movie arrives at the terrible horrors of the death camps themselves, it certainly comes close to crassness. And yet, because this film is about a war photographer whose job is grabbing images without being squeamish or fastidious, she is a ghoul, maybe, but a ghoul that crucially bears witness, I think it gets away with it, and it tells you what it is like being a journalist who makes his or her own luck. We start with a classic biopic framing technique. Aging, dyspeptic, cranky Lee is being interviewed by a somewhat supercilious young man played by Josh O'Connor. From here, we go back to Lee's salad days in the south of France, hanging out with beau monde bohemians like the surrealist poet and model Paul Anouche Eluard, played by Vincent Colombe and Noémie Merlan, and also aristocrat Solange Dayan, played by a somewhat underused and underdirected Marion Cotillard, who I think deserved more from this film than she rather got. It is in these sophisticated circles that Lee meets the English painter Roland Penrose, played by Alexander Skarsgård, and they fall in love. Return to Blitz hit London, where Lee persuades a soignée British Vogue editor Audrey Withers, played by Andrea Riseborough, again a big gun in a small gun role, though nicely carried off, to send her to war to take pictures. It's here that she meets American Life magazine journalist David Sherman, a gallant friend and ally who may have been in love with Lee, played by that excellent performer Andy Samberg. And so Lee experiences the European theatre of war in France, the illusory euphoria of the Paris liberation in 1944, and then journeying onward to see the horrors of the camps, which her published pictures were among the first to record. And then a truly bizarre event in her life, which the film, I think rightly, lets you, the audience, make up your own mind about. She and Sherberg blagged their way into Hitler's private flat that he lived in as a young man in Munich, and Lee covertly staged an outrageous trophy picture posing in his bath. Was this her defiant screw you to Hitler, or a terrible, even culpable lapse of taste? I'm inclined to the former, but the point is the film gets across that she was an instinctive journalist who went like a Rottweiler for the startling image. Misjudged that picture may have been, but in an awful, unquantifiable way, it came from the same instinct, the same fearlessness that got the shots from the death camps. Lee isn't a masterpiece, but it's the kind of gutsy lead turn that Kate Winslet is so good at delivering. And so we come to the end of our time here. Please give this vlog a like and a share on your massively influential socials. Please subscribe and tell me what you yourself are enjoying at the cinema right now. And can I remind you, please, I have a new book out, a collection of short fiction called The Body in the Mobile Library and Other Stories. And on Thursday, the 26th of September at 7 p.m, I'm doing a reading from this at the Waterstones bookstore in the beautiful city of York. So please, relax and enjoy this video about this upcoming event.
Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I want to be a part of it. You're these vagabond shoes are longing to stray right through the very heart of it. New York. I want to wake up in a city that
Appreciates the importance of a good night's
sleep